Hey guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So in today's video I'm going to show you the last part of the song The Warning by Black Sabbath. And I actually wasn't aware of this part because not all of the releases apparently have this ending. But Otto, who requested and supported this lesson, brought my attention to it, and he sent me the version which has this part, and he asked me to make a lesson on it, so I did. And here we are with this last part. It's pretty much Tony's just playing by himself, just the guitar. In the end, the drums and bass, of course, are coming in, and then they segue that into the last part of the song, which has the verse and the rest. But this part, we're gonna break it down, all of it. As usual, the tabs are going to be available at GuitarForce.com or on my Patreon page. All of the links are going to be in the description box down below. There is no backing track, as there is only just a guitar playing here, so no backing track. But we're going to be again in standard tuning. For the sound I was using again the same thing, the plugin VST Guitar Rig. I'm going to show you the picture of the preset right now. And while you are checking it out, I'm going to play you my low E string so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright, so this last part we're going to break it up into little sections. We got about 4 distinct sections in this part, and pretty much Tony's playing by himself, just the guitar. In the end, the drums coming in and the bass, of course, and they play a little instrumental, but it's just a very short, and then they segue into the back to the verses. So we're going to start off with the first part. First, let me play through the beginning of it, and then we're gonna break it down. So it goes like this. Okay, so what we have here is a kind of typical blues riff going on, and also Tony is using the swing feel, so it's got that, the first note longer, second note shorter, just like in blues. So what he does here in this opening part is he starts playing slight bend on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Then we have muted strings, and then he alternates that with the... It's just on the 2nd fret, the first 4 strings, any number of the strings that you get is totally fine. The 1st, the 4th, everything in between. That's totally fine. And then we have open strings as sort of like passing notes. So we have, alright, so that's the main kind of the bulk of the riff. And then in between he plays, before going to the bend again, either open low E kind of palm muted or muted strings. That doesn't really matter, alright? As long as you get the essence of the riff, that's totally fine. So it goes. And yeah, I have to mention here, so the first time, in the beginning, when he plays the bend, then he plays the muted strings and then goes into that. But then the second time after that, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on, he plays the bend, and then he plays with an upstroke open strings. Alright, so it becomes... Okay, so that's the main riff of this part, and then he starts implementing some runs, some licks. So the first one is gonna go like this. Okay, so here we have the riff going on, and then he plays the bend again. Then we have open B string as passing note, and then we have the lick which goes. Okay, so it's a run played on the using the E minor pentatonic scale here. So it starts off with the hammer on 3rd fret to the 5th on the B string, and then it goes into the onto the high E string 3rd fret. And by the way, these are played in triplets. All right, so we have this triplet feel: 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Sometimes he plays. He goes back to a couple of 8th notes, but primarily it's playing using the triplets. So 3rd fret to the 5th on the B string, high E 3rd fret, and then we have 2 pull offs here. So 5th fret to the 3rd to the open on the high E, same on B. Then we go to the G string, slide from the 4th fret to the 2nd to the open, then back from the 2nd fret to the 4th, and then you play B string open. And then here we have, so it's a quick slide like a grace note from the 4th fret back to the 2nd to the open string, and so here we play 2 8th notes. And then we have, so it's pull off 2nd fret to the open on the D string, going to the A string 2nd fret, and then we have from the 2nd fret to the open on the A string, going to the 3rd fret on the low E, getting back to the riff. All right, so just this run slowly is gonna go like this. And then we're back to playing the riff. We'll play it for a couple more times. Now that's the second run, so very similar, although it's slightly different. So again we have after the riff, then we have kind of slide, and then again we catch the B string open with an upstroke, I'm sorry, and then we have again 3rd fret to the 5th on the B string, 3rd fret on the high E. Then we have a pull off 5 2 3, but then instead of the open string we go to the 3rd fret on the B string, so we have like that, and then you have a pull off from the 3rd fret to the open, and then you play the G string open. So that's the only difference with the first run. So we have like that, and then we have, so sliding from the 4th fret to the 2nd and picking that note again on the G string, again triplet. Then we have a grace note, so you're sliding back to the 4th fret and then picking the B string open again, so kind of doubling it up. So you have, and then again sliding back to the 2nd fret, so it's a grace note, a quick slide, open G, and then you have again the ending, just like we did in the previous lick. So one more time, just these differences here that we have in this run are gonna go like this. So we have, okay, one more time. And then we're back to the riff again. Alright, now the third time we have a different run here. So again starts off with a bend on the low E 3rd fret, but then we catch the G string open, and then we have, okay, Okay, so this lick, this phrase goes like this. So like I said, we have a slight bend on the 3rd fret of the low E, G string open, and then we have, so here on the D string we have a pull off from the 2nd fret to the open, and then we go to the A string 2nd fret, and we do it twice. And then you play G string open, let it ring out for a whole beat, and then we have again, so the pull off on the D string to the 2nd fret on the A string, and then we have, so hammer on now from open to the 2nd fret on the D, playing the G string open, and then again we have pull off on the D string, 2nd to the open, going to the A string 2nd fret, and then we have, okay, open, 2nd open on the D string, and then we finish it off with a, so pull offs, 2nd fret to the open on the A string, and then 3rd fret, pulling off to the open to the muted strings. You're just getting back to the riff. All right, so just this run slowly is gonna go like this. Okay, playing the riff couple more times, then we have another run, but now we're gonna switch positions. We're gonna go to the first position of the E minor right here, an octave higher. So after you play the riff, then when you get to the bend, instead of playing the bend, you gonna slide up to the octave here into this position. So it's gonna go like this. Alright, so like I said, instead of the bend here, we're sliding up to this position. You catch the B string on the 12th fret with an upstroke again, and then you have, so kind of, you know, the typical blues lick, 14th fret on the G string bending up, then you go B12 high E12, then you are bending the B string on the 15th fret at some vibrato. Then we have 12 high E, 15 to 12 on the B string. Then again we have the beginning of the phrase. So bend on the G string 14th fret, 12 B, 12 high E. Then we have bend and release on the 15th fret on the high E string. Then we have, so quick hammer on pull off 12, 15, 12 on the high E string, go into the B string 15th fret, then you pick it again, pull off to 12, and then you have slide bend here on the G string 14th fret, bring it down, 12, and slide out. So all together this phrase slowly is going to go like this. So in the end there, it's kind of a little bit rushed, and then you have slide out, and then you're back to the riff, okay? One more time, the whole thing. Alright, so the next phrase goes like this. Okay, so here again the same way as we did previously, so sliding up from the 3rd fret up to the this position. Here we have open high E string with an upstroke, then we have, so that's the first part, again bending the G string 14th fret, then we go B12 high E12, pull off on the B string 15 to 12, 14 on G, trill for one beat between 12 and 14, like that. Then the second part, So here we stay, D string 14 to 12, pull off, going to the A string 14, then we're back to the D string 12 to 14, and then you catch the G on the 12. By the way, if you get the double stop, that's totally fine, like that, and then you have, so it's 12 to 14 again on the D string, 14 on A, 12, slide out, then open A string as a passing note, and then he plays second fret bend here. I guess it was maybe it's a mistake, you know, he did it unintentionally, but it's there, it's slightly different than the third fret, but you can play the third fret bend, it doesn't really matter. And then getting back to the riff. So that's the part. So we have the second one like that. So all together the whole phrase is gonna go like this. Alright, after that we have another one similar to the third that we did previously, so it goes like this. There is probably, I think, just one different note there, but let's break it down. So again, we have the bend on low E, G string open, then we have, so this one is exactly the same as in the first part. In the previous phrase that we did, then we have, again, this is exactly the same, and then we have, so here the only difference is the low E string open here. So after the pull off that you do on the D string second to the open, low E string open, and then you have again, so this one is exactly the same as previous one. So that's probably the only difference here, the low E string instead of the second fret on A string as we did before. So one more time, just for the reference, it's gonna go like this slowly. So after that, he plays the riff a few times, and in the end kind of slows down, just plays the bend, couple of open strings here, and then hits the low E open, lets it ring out. So that would be part one, section one of this part. So now I'm gonna play all of it from the start up until this moment. I'm gonna play it slowly so you can hear and see what's going on. And once you get the notes, once you remember them, you can play along with me. So it's gonna go like this. Alright, moving into the next section, it's got this kind of like a classical, almost classical feel to it. And I suggest that you play with your fingers only, so you leave the pick out, and also you want to clean up your guitar a little bit more. And also we're going to be using triplets, but we're using them in a straight feel, so it's, you know, not like a swing feel, but the straight feel. So what we have here, we have a moving kind of bass note going on the D string. So I'm gonna call out the frets that we're gonna be using, but they are played in a specific sequence. So we have 2nd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, and 14 frets that we're gonna be using. Now we're gonna be playing them with the thumb, and it goes like this. So the triplet consists of 3 notes. So we have the bass note first, and then all the time we're going to be playing the high E and the B in that sequence. So you play D string, high E, B, D, high E, like that, and it's constant. So the only thing is changing is the notes that we're going to be playing on the D string. So we're gonna go bar by bar. So we end it with the low string E open, ringing out, and then sort of like a pickup, if you will. You can play the octave, which is on the D string 2nd fret. Then you play the high E, the B string. So it goes like this. I'm gonna be calling just the notes on the D string that we play, but you have to keep in mind that after the note that we play on the D string, you play the high E and the B afterwards. Alright, so the first kind of pattern goes like this. So we have 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th. Then we go back one step, one note. So we go to the 5th fret again, 7, 9, 12. Alright, so that's the first couple of bars. And you can use various fingers here, whatever most comfortable to you, just use that. You can use 1 finger, or you can use 2 fingers, you know. So, alright, so that's the first 2 bars. Then we get to the 14th fret on the D string. Then back to 9, 12, 14. Then we have 7, 9, 12, 14. And then here we stay for 3 more times, just playing the 14th fret. Okay, so these 2 bars are gonna go like this. So starting from the 14th fret, 9, 12, 14, then we have 7, 9, 12, 14, 14, 14, 14. Then we go down to the 7th fret, then to the 9th, and we stay here for 3 times, for three triplets here. Then again 7, 9. Then we go down to the 4th fret, and we play 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Then you go 7, 9, 12, 14, 14, and you finish with this note. So, as you can see, it's not that complicated. The only thing you have to remember is, you know, the sequence, how you go on the D string. So it goes 2, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9, 12, 14. Then you have 9, 12, 14, 7, 9, 12, 14, 14, 14, 14. So 4 times staying here. Then you have 7, 9, 9, 9, 3 times. Then you have 7, 9, and then you go 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 7, 9, 12, 14, 14. And and the last note again is 14. All right, so that's the only thing that you have to worry about, you know, remembering the sequence. The rest is exactly the same. So the high E and the B always follows the D string. So I'm gonna play this part, all of its, you know, all of the part through, and I'm just gonna play it slowly so you can again hear and see what's going on. So it goes like this. Alright, so once you can do that, you can remember all of the notes on the D string, and you got the pattern down with the fingers. Then you just work on speed, and that's the part, the second section of this part. Alright, so moving on to the next section. So here we want to bring up the gain more. Starts off with a slide out on the low E string and then playing open low E. And then he goes into this kind of repetitive riff with also licks. So the first one is going to go like this. So the riff that we have it's kind of repetitive phrase that we play. So it starts off with the open to the second fret on the A string. Then we do the same, but we have a hammer on open, second open, go into the third fret on the low E, and that's pretty much the part that we play. We play twice, so we have, and then we have open, second open on the A string, 8th notes, then we go to the low E, 3rd fret to the open, playing it twice, 2 quarter notes. Then we have the first ending, the phrase, it goes like this. So here we're playing a grace note, 5 to 7 on the A string, or you can play a slide. And then we have on the D string 5, 7. Then we have, so it's a quick bend and release, pull off to the 5th fret, then you have a pull off 7 to 5 again on the D, going to the A string 7th fret. So you have like that. Then we have 5, 7, 5 on the D, 7th fret on A, and then slide out on the low E string. So that's the second part. One more time, all together. Then we repeat again the first part, but then we have, so this ending is slightly different. Again, we have a grace note or a slide if you want to, into the 7th fret. Then you have, so 5 on D, 7 on A, then you go back to the D on the 7th fret, right into the bend, half a step bend, then you play 7 to 5, and then you have on the same string, the D string, 5, 7, 5, kind of staccato note, meaning short note, so it's 5 on D, 7 on A, slide out on the low E string. So just this part slowly. Okay. Now, if I put it together with the first part of the riff, it goes like this. Alright, so the next variation goes like this. So again, we're gonna skip the first part. We're gonna go right into the licks. So we are moving up one octave, again in this position right here, 12th, 15th fret, the E minor pentatonic. So it goes like this: bending the G string, 14th fret. Then you play the B12, and then you pick the double stop, like that. B string 15. So you pick 15th fret and then you bend it up, add some vibrato, like that. Then we have 12 high E, 15 on the B string. Then we have, so hammer on, pull off 12, 14, 12 on the B string, go into the G14, then you play the pull off 14 to 12, go into the D string 14, double stop for 12, I'm sorry, on the second and third strings, and then slide out. So all together on this phrase is going to go like this slowly. One more time. Put together with the first part. And then we go into the just playing the first part of the riff. So he plays it for 5 times. So the first 4 times up to speed. And then by the end, on the 5th time, he kind of slows it down. And then in the end we have open, second open on the A string, going to the 3rd fret on the low E, and here it goes into so into this kind of part, which is, you know, it's a free form, but basically what we do here is we play around with the bends on the 3rd fret. You can slide up to the 5th and kind of make this, you know, weird, I mean not weird, but you know, kind of big bends, and making just creating the sound. That's what I was getting to. So playing with the bend around 5th, 3rd fret, sometimes you can go even to the 6th, to the 7th bend, to the frets, you know, and bending the string. So just listen to the track, and if you want to, you can mimic that or try to play in the same kind of vibe, you know. So he stays, you know, plays this thing for a few seconds, and then goes and plays the low E string. By the way, also just to mention, so to play with this sound, creating this sound, this effect, you would need more volume and a little bit more distortion, so you get the sustain and you can play, you know, without picking. But you can pick, of course, a few times when you are playing this. Anyway, so in the end, playing the low E string open, and then we have So let me break down this part. So after the bends and you play the low string open, then we have this a few chords going on. So it's E chord, so it's we played it kind of in a swing feel, or if you will, the first note longer, second shorter. Then you just go down to the D. So it's E power chord to the D, back to the E, and we play it for 4 times. And then the song, now that by that time the drums and bass are playing along with Tony, and then in the end we slow down. So here we go to the D chord, the power chord, hit it 3 times, slide out. Then you go to the C, play it again 3 times, slide out, and then again repeat D, C. And then it segues into the verse, so he goes and plays a little phrase here. So we are sliding from the 10th fret to the 12th on the D string. Stay on this note here, and then slide up and cut it short, like that. Then we have, so pull off here on the G string 10 to 9, go into the D string 10th fret, and that note is kind of silent, it's kind of hammer on from nowhere. But then he plays again, pull off 10 to 9 on the D string. Then picks again the 9th fret, adding some vibrato, and then we have hammer on, pull off 9, 10, 9 on the D string, and then you pick 9th fret, slide it up to 12, hit it again. Alright, so that's the phrase, and then it goes into the verse. Alright, so after this part the song goes back to playing the verse, and it's pretty much the same as what we did in the first couple of parts. So I'm just going to show you the ending phrase here. So it ends with the D power chord, just hits it, lets it ring out, and then the phrase goes like this. So the phrase is based on the D minor pentatonic here. So it starts off with a quick pull off 13 to 10 on the high E, going to the 13 on the B string, little kind of rest, and then we have, so you're bending the high E 13th fret, bring it down, pick that note, then you have hammer on, pull off 10, 13, 10, going to the B string 13, and then you have 10 to 9, slide on the G string. Then you pick again the slide or pull off 10 to 9, and then you go to the D string and you play 12, hammer on, pull off 9, 10, 9 on the D string, and then you go to the A 12, 10, 9. So and you stay on this note, add some vibrato, and then hit the D power chord again and slide out. So the whole thing one more time slowly is going to go like this. Alright guys, that was it for this part. Hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share, comment, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more lessons. In the meantime, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.